Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video and I'm really excited to share this reading space with all of you. Before I start talking about the books that I'm reading or I've read, I want to share a little bit about myself and why this channel is important to me. So, when I was in college and even in my early 20s, I was an avid reader, and in the last few years, I find myself not reading enough. I don't know if any one of you can relate with that, but social media and endless doom scrolling has basically reduced my reading capacity a lot. And sometimes I find myself not reading anything for months at a time. And so, this is why I feel this space is important for me. Another reason that I am trying to have this channel here is because I tend to procrastinate a lot. To give you an idea about how bad it is, I started this channel about 7 months ago, and this is the first time that I'm actually sitting down to shoot a video. So, by having this channel, I hope that there will be some sort of accountability in my life, and in turn, that would force me to read a bit more. Another thing that I felt was important to me and why I felt the need to create this channel is that a lot of posts and a lot of accounts that I see on social media tend to have books related to fantasy or romance genre that people are reading. And I don't identify with that very much because I don't read those sorts of books anymore. I mean, I did back in my early 20s when I was in college, but not anymore. I like different sort of books. And I don't see content on those books a lot. It's not especially on my um, media page, social media page. So I feel by having this page, I would be able to talk about those books and share my views and opinions and what I felt when I read those books. So, yeah, that's a bit about myself. And now I want to show you what I've read this month. I mean, not in the month of April, but this is what I've read in the month of March. Um, I've got two books here, and the third one I read online on my Kindle. I understand that it's not a lot of books, but the way that I'm going, I feel like 3 books a month is a lot, and I hope that I will improve, and having this channel will make me read more. So the first book that I read in the month of March was Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I had seen the book cover on my social media page a few times over the years, but I never really thought that that would be a sort of book that I would want to read because I don't tend to read sci-fi genre. So when the movie came out, I thought I would give it a try. I would read the book first, and then if I liked it, I would go and watch the movie. So I was pleasantly surprised when I read that book, and I'm glad that I did. So the book starts with our protagonist, Dr. Ryland Grace, waking up on a spaceship, having no recollection of how he ended up there or what he was supposed to do there. As it progresses, we find out that there's an alien microorganism called astrophage that is slowly killing the sun, and he's there to find a solution to that problem. While he is there, he meets another alien called Rocky, and they form a sort of friendship. And we learn how they try to communicate with each other and sort of try to find a solution on both their problems. A lot of science in the book went over my head, but the subtle humor kept me going as a reader. I waited for Rocky to sort of sabotage the whole mission and be the typical alien that we watch in the movies. But I was pleasantly surprised on the deep bond of friendship that they form eventually over the course of the book. And the ending was a bit of a surprise for me. I was waiting for Dr. Grace to go back to Earth and sort of get all the glory and end up saving the planet, etc., etc. But what the author showed was uh, very emotional and sort of nice. So yeah, I would give this book a 4.5 out of 5 star, and I would recommend it to anyone who doesn't usually read sci-fi a genre like me. The second book that I read last month was The Bookbinder of Jericho by Biff Williams. I also have her first book, which is The Dictionary of Lost Words. I haven't read this one yet, and I believe the plot line is similar in both the books. Um, I'm assuming that I would like that one as well, since I liked The Bookbinder of Jericho. So the story in this book follows two sisters, Peggy and Maud. I think they are twin sisters. Yeah, they are twin sisters. They work in a book bindery at Oxford University Press, and they live in Jericho. It's just the beginning of the First World War, and it shows how the characters are trying to navigate the whole war situation, and there's new refugees moving into their city while they're also trying to work in a book bindery. What I really liked about the book is uh, the research that the author has done to show us what working in a bindery looks like. I mean, I didn't even know that a profession like this existed at that time, and this is what I like about being a reader. I wouldn't know about these professions, or what life during the First World War sort of looked like. And the author has done a fantastic job of showing us life of those characters and what um, navigating a World War I situation looked like. I really liked the character of Peggy, who is trying to sort of have an ambition of going to Oxford University despite coming from an impoverished background. She also has the responsibility of taking care of her sister, but even though the circumstances are against her, she doesn't give up hope, and is still ambitious and still wants to study and make something of her life. And I really resonated with that part of the character. I would give this book a 4.8 out of 5 star. The third book, or the last book that I've read last month, is The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. Um, I saw this book on my Instagram a few times last year. I think this was very popular back then. And so, I mean, I'm part of a book club. So, at the end of the year, when we were supposed to pick new books for this year, this was my pick this year. And we read this in March. This was the pick in March. The book is written entirely in the form of letters. You get to meet all the characters, you get to know the protagonist, Sybil Van Antwerp's life through the letters that she writes to her family, her brother, her daughter, her best friend, two different authors that she likes. And you get to know her and all of her different relations through the letters. And I think it's a very unique form of storytelling. I don't think I've ever read anything like this. And I get why this was so popular. It also brought back memories of me as a child. I would write letters to my grandparents, and I had a friend who moved to a different city. So I would write letters to her as well. I had those letters saved, and I would read them sometimes. So this book brought back fond memories of that time. I found it hard to get started with this book. The first 15, 20 pages were a bit confusing because I couldn't place who was who or what was happening in the storyline. But as I progressed, I sort of understood, okay, who is what in the placement of the story. And although the character of Sybil Van Antwerp has faced a tragedy, immense tragedy in her life, that you get to see through the book, I didn't really empathize with the character because there's an incident that happens in the book, um, which made me sort of not like the character very much. Despite that, I liked the book. I liked the way of storytelling that the author has used, and I hope that I get to read more of her work in the future. And now, finally, moving on to what I'm reading at the moment, I've got A Storm of Swords by George R. R. Martin. I've watched the show Game of Thrones a few times over the years. Um, I was a big fan when it came out, and I thought recently that it would be a good thing to sort of read the books. I mean, I know that the series is not complete yet, and two more books are still awaited very much, but I thought I would give it a try and I would read it, even though I know the storyline.
A lot of the characters in the book are not shown in the TV show, and I get why that would be done. But I really liked how you get to um, be in the point of view of each of the characters and try to understand what they are going through or how are they feeling, and basically what is going on in their mind and how they're going to progress the story. So yeah, I hope George R. R. Martin releases the last two books very soon and we get to see the final ending of the series. I don't believe that what happened in the show is what he's planning to do with the series. So fingers crossed for that.
If you've stayed so far, I am grateful and I really appreciate you. If you have any recommendations for me, please feel free to share them in the comments. And I'll see you next month. Thank you for watching.